Hello everybody, I'm very happy that you're watching this video. Today we are going to discuss about a very simple device that we find in electronics, that is a diode. You can find this component in almost all the electronic circuits. We will be discussing briefly about the construction of diode, the biasing conditions of diode, the voltage and current characteristics of diode, and finally we will look at the various applications of diode. Basically, a diode is a semiconductor device. How do you get a diode? You combine an N-type semiconductor and a P-type semiconductor together. The diodes which we use normally in laboratories looks like this. And above this you have the symbol of the diode. So you have a triangular part which represents the P-type terminal, and then the line represents the N-type terminal. That is also called as anode and then cathode. In P-type semiconductor, you have more number of holes which are positive charge carriers, so it is called as P or anode. In the N-type semiconductor, you have electrons as the majority charge carriers, so they are called as cathode. How to identify P terminal and N terminal in the diodes that we use in the laboratory? You can see here a silver line that represents the N terminal. The opposite end represents the P terminal. So what is a diode? Diode is a one-way switch for current. It allows the flow of current in one direction and restricts the flow of charge carriers in the other direction. So we will look at this aspect when we discuss the biasing conditions. There are different types of diodes that you can find. The one that we are discussing now is the PN junction diode. You get this by combining a P-type material and an N-type material. The other diodes are also called as special diodes. You have Zener diode, which is a heavily doped diode, tunnel diode, Schottky diode, and so on. And then down the list you find the light emitting diode, which is quite popular. It is also called as LEDs. Let us now look at the biasing conditions of the diode. There are two biasing conditions. One is the forward bias condition, the other one is the reverse bias condition. In the forward bias condition, the P-type material is connected with the positive end, the N-type is connected with the negative terminal. So in this condition, you find the current to flow through the diode. However, in the reverse bias condition, the P-type is connected with the negative terminal and the N-type is connected with the positive terminal. So what do you observe here? There is no flow of current. So we mentioned that the diode acts as a switch. So when it is in the forward bias condition, there is flow. That means it is on. And then in the reverse bias condition, there is no flow. So it is the off state. Now let us understand what happens when you combine a P-type material and an N-type material. So you find at the junction the formation of what is called as a depletion layer. So here the negative charge carriers move into the positive region, and then the holes which are positive move into the N-type region. So these charges gets fixed at near to the junction, so they form this depletion layer. So now you can see that there is no flow of current. Now let us see the forward bias condition and then the reverse bias condition. When the diode is connected in the forward bias condition, you find that the depletion layer decreases and it becomes almost thin. So you can observe the flow of majority charge carriers, and thus you get the current flow. In the reverse bias condition, the depletion region gets widened. So because of this fact, you don't find the flow of current. That means you don't find the flow of majority charge carriers. Only the flow of minority charge carriers is being observed. Now let us look at the voltage current characteristics, VI characteristics. In semiconducting devices, we find that they don't obey Ohm's law. Because of this fact, we have to find this voltage and current characteristics. If a device obeys Ohm's law, it is called as a ohmic device. However, all the semiconducting devices, they are non-ohmic in nature. That means voltage is not proportional to I. So for every semiconducting material, you find different VI characteristics. Now here, based upon the biasing condition, you can see two natures. So in the first quadrant of this graph, you find the forward current for the forward biased condition, and in the third quadrant you find the reverse characteristics. So let us understand the forward bias condition. Initially the voltage is at 0. Now you slightly increase the voltage, and when it comes to a point which is called as the threshold voltage, you find a steady increase in the flow of current. So this is the region where the diode is being much used. Now let us look at the reverse characteristics. So you apply the negative potential. So in the negative potential increases, and there is no flow of current up to this point, what is called as the breakdown voltage. Now when it reaches this particular voltage value, you find a sudden release of charge carriers. So this is called as leakage current. You don't observe current due to majority charge carriers, but here it is due to minority charge carriers. This is also called as avalanche. This current is very small. You can have this current in the order of like microamperes. Now let us look at the applications of diodes. Diodes, since they act as switch, they are used as rectifiers. That means they convert an AC signal into a DC voltage. And then diodes are used in communication for the purpose of modulation and demodulation of small signals. Diodes are also used in logical circuits in computers. Hope you learned the fundamental concepts of the diode. Thanks for watching.